Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Thumbs up, you can hear me? I know you can. I hope you can. At least it looks like you're hearing me. So that means it's time to roll the show open. Glad you're along on a Monday. It's time for virtual happy hour. Here we go in three, two, and how about one? Yes, the open sign is up, and we are here ready to go on a Monday. It's a day 91 of the quasi lockdown, quasi soft reopening, quasi phase, whatever we are, and so it's not really lockdown, but it's sort of lockdown. I guess I should mostly call it day number 91 of masks. It's the mask day of 91 for us. Now, wherever you are, maybe, of course, we all know that masks are very important. As I wipe my mouth here, masks are very important, no matter where you are in this fine world of ours. And so we're going to just call it, I guess, day 91 of mask. And I didn't look at the temperature, although just glancing over there now out in the sun. Now, our thermometer is located over to the right, and I've shown it before, but I won't bore you with it right at the moment. But it's located out in the sun, right on the hottest part of our patio. And from here, it looks like it's showing around 110, but it's 120, but it's not 120. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up just to see what the temperature is last hour. It's been a milder day here in Dallas Fort Worth. Yeah, we're at 91. Bad. 91 degrees on day 91. So let's go and put that in the thermometer as well. It was 93 on Friday. So we actually are going to not hit, I think the highest we're going to get this week here in DFW is going to be, I believe, around 94. I think that's kind of the way, maybe 96 might be the highest. But usually, I don't want to sit here and tell you it's unseasonably cool because this is not Arctic by any stretch of the imagination. This is not an Arctic front we're going through. But we've had a wet spring, very wet spring for here. Not the storms you usually get, a lot of the tornado, the twisters, and that we had fewer thunderstorm warnings and watches and tornado watches. We had more rain. We had more of the steady rain, but go on for a day at a time. And last night, overnight here, we woke up probably about 5 in the morning to some real steady rain and actually some thunder and lightning right above the house. And we woke up, and when we finally got our workout in this morning, the wife and I and the dog, it was very clear we got probably, I would just venture to guess, it was probably a 2-inch rain event last night here. And we expect partly cloudy today. I'm going to give you a shot of the patio here. Wife's actually kicking it over there. She's actually had to dry the cushions out today, but you can see the sky there. Nothing too bad, but you can see off the north there. There are some headers, and that we do expect a cooler front because it's going to be, I believe, in the 87 or so, 86 tomorrow. And I believe that little cool front's going to roll in. We expect tonight here in Dallas Fort Worth to get another deluge of rain. 100% chance tonight. So with that 100% chance of something good happening, let's start with the 100% chance of something good happening and going to Mom Cam, as Mom Cam always starts our show off, and we will jump with her. Mom, happy Monday to you. What is going on? Is it raining there? I don't think so, is it?
It rained some yesterday. Uh, it was uh, it was 92 here today.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah, which is pretty warm for here. Now my day started off at 7:30. It wasn't meant to start off at 7:30, but the lawn service showed up at 7:30. So mow, mow, mow. The motors were going. So
Yes. I'm actually looking at see what's going on here on the internet, the World Wide Web. I was actually upstairs working earlier, but uh, didn't really pay attention to anything exciting. And so I know really nothing really exciting. So I'm going to depend on you to have something exciting for us, Mom. Anything
well,
exciting for us?
okay. Well, I can tell you that I can do the least amount of work in the longest amount of time.
I'm sorry, what now? Try it again.
I can get
Say
the le-
again.
I can get the least amount of work done in the longest amount of time.
Oh,
In other words, I don't get much done. But today I did listen to a webinar from Indianapolis after I got awakened by the mowers. And then, lo and behold, I got to take a drive to pick up my wine club that I'd missed from May and June. And they brought it out to the car. They took my card in. I didn't have to go in the store. I was so excited.
How
So
about that?
how about that? I get treated like royalty. And I guess there's really nothing else. It's just kind of same old, same old. I over the weekend I got to go to an outdoor Broadway in the park, or they called it something else, but um, live music from Broadway. Oh, it was wonderful with Sam and Stephanie, and we were social distances in our lawn chairs and the beautiful Wellfield Botanical Gardens. It was incredible to be outside. Of course, thunderstorms occurred right after we left, so that was interesting. We made it through that event. So that's about all I have to discuss.
Well, we had a really good time on Friday night. We actually went to Fernando's, as you well know.
Yes.
Fernando's is a really good, outstanding Mexican restaurant here in Dallas. A couple locations, as a matter of fact. My lovely wife taught the sons of the owner at Prince of Peace back in the day, and they were there. Saw them, and then saw another old mate of hers, and then we went from there. Thought, you know what? Let's go see Chris and Annie. So we went to see my brother, his wife, and the youngest, Maxwell. We stayed long enough to see the oldest come rolling on through. So we spent an evening of fun with the Vaughns at their house at Margate there, and good times on Friday night. So we just kicked it and had a nice little family time, and then it was good times. So that was our Friday night. Saturday, what did we do Saturday? Oh, Saturday we had fish and chips with Kaylin and went to the patio. Then yesterday we did Father's Day over the in-laws, and that was pretty much it. So
Yeah.
nothing too exciting, Mom.
Well, you're more exciting. Well, pretty much more exciting than mine. Yesterday, I didn't get out of my pajamas because I had worn myself out by going out to the park and listening to music. And today, I'm having the leftovers from when Sam picked up one of the Italian restaurants here, which of course you know there are many because they had a huge Italian community that we don't go to often. But it's Michael's. It's in the old part of town. I don't go to there because it's in a shady part of town. But the owner's kids went to Concord, so we try to support them when we can. And so I'm just now having the eggplant parmesan that I've ordered. Oh my goodness, they served me 5 sliced eggplant parmesans. It's delicious. So that's about all I have to offer. So I'm hoping that Kevin is in the wings somewhere, so that I was glad to see him the other day on live. So anyway, I will move along, and I don't think I have much else to discuss except tomorrow I have a Zoom meeting with Notre Dame, and I'm taking a friend of mine who's going to Thailand to teach for 2 years to dinner. So at the Vine, and we're going to eat outside. So there you go.
Well, enjoy. Make sure you wear a mask.
I will. Oh, I know what I did. Oh my goodness! I watched as I sat in my car watching the men and women going in and out. There were 20 people going in and out of the liquor store. 1 out of 20 had on a mask.
Huh.
I'm like, no wonder Elkhart County is a leader in this COVID. Nobody is playing by the rules. So there you go. So anyway.
Oh well. You get hit by a bus or catch COVID. Either way,
either way, I'm screwed. So there you go. Okay, I'm hanging up.
Love you, Mom. There we go, Mom Cam. Hope you have a great evening, Mom. There we go, Mom. Checking in from Elkhart, Indiana, as she does every day, almost every day, just about. And I'm glad she's there. Glad you guys are here. It's Monday. A couple of big things. 2 breaking news items. My wife. Summer actually began. Of course, the longest day of the year was Saturday, the 21st. Is that right? The 20, or was it yesterday? It was an eclipse over the weekend, and then the 21st is the longest day of the year. It's the summer solstice, which also kicks in the first day of summer. The wife turned her paper in at SMU. The Hilltop has it, and she will be waiting patiently for her grade. But she has finished. She's actually halfway through at the halfway pole of the doctoral program in something. I don't know what it is exactly. We'll ask her later. But I will give you this piece of advice, folks. If you do need a doctor for medical reasons, you should still seek one, not seek her. Just saying, unless you want to perhaps find out the inner workings of Shakespeare, or I don't know, one of those books, what, Moby Dick, something like that. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, number two, I just saw this, I guess, sort of big. It's news here. I don't know if it's news anywhere. We're so desperate for sports news that usually the sports news is either negative, i.e. anything with baseball oriented, unless it's independent leagues who are sort of playing, or B, the terrible nonsense that NASCAR went through overnight with the whole Bubba Wallace deal. And of course, they have a race going on today because of the delay there at Talladega. Should be a celebration for those folks. Instead, they're having to deal with that nonsense, which is just incredibly ridiculous that somebody would do what they did. And if you want to know about it, Google it. It's not, or watch ESPN. There'll be plenty about it. But the other item was, and this also probably over ESPN, but locally, our friend Dak Prescott is now, I believe the total is $31.4 million richer. Yes. Exclusive franchise tag. Now, they always seem like, to me, now I'm going to kind of give you my NFL take here. The NFL, the franchise tag, for you folks that know, it's basically, you're allowed the one franchise tag that you basically, what it is, it sells you from keeps you from having to have a long-term contract and commit for a lot of years. But what basically it's a one-year deal based upon the averages of all the top players in that position. Well, in this case, all the top quarterbacks, or it's all their salaries, and that's $31.4 million. Of course, he was playing a rookie contract. That is done. He was playing at a long-term deal. Cowboys couldn't work it out. He's going to bank on himself, and I'm sure he'll be fine. So with that, that's big news today here, and it's sort of big news NFL-wise because obviously Patrick Mahomes' contract will be up as well. They're trying to negotiate a long-term deal. I'm sure that this contract for the one-time franchise tag will play into that as well. And, of course, now the gamble is, well, hopefully Mahomes will be out through the roof because his numbers will be through the roof. And it's all going to start behind him. And the higher that goes, the Cowboys are playing a bit of a gamble here, but it's part of the way contracts work. The good news is Dak won't be poor. He will live a rich man the rest of his life. He will not find himself in the Quincy Carter position. He will be fine, regardless of what happens here going forward. So congratulations to Dak. Like him, very happy for him, and very good to see that. And we'll just debate now when they're going to sign him long-term. That'll be the next big thing. That'll be on all the sports. All right, let's go to the chat line here. Dr. Annie can put you to sleep. Yes, she can. Although this show can put you to sleep, too. This show works as an anesthesiologist as well for folks. If you are having trouble to sleep, maybe at night, re-watch this. That'll put you to sleep. Let's see here. Mike Martin just got back. I saw Mike was on the road. Mike, my friend in Kansas City, $31 million is a lot to spend to guarantee you don't. Yes, that's true. I was thinking about that, Mike. As a matter of fact, last night, I was posting my Father's Day post late in the evening, and I dug up a picture of my dad and I from Texas Stadium in 2007. That was the last year the Cowboys played there at the old stadium before they moved to Jerry World. They were 13-3 that year. They won the opener on the photo was taken September 9th of 2007. Night game. It was a Sunday night game against the Giants, 45-35. And I looked at that year. They won 13 games. The next day won 9. And, of course, at that time, I thought, boy, it's been forever, 1996. So they've been the Super Bowl. And at that time, we're looking at 11 years. And now we're going on 13, 12 years since. So what are we looking at? Almost 20 years since that time. Or it's more than 20 years. 26 years since that time. Wait, 24. Yeah, 24. There we go. That Texas Tech math. The point is, Mike, and Mike's right. a lot of money to not win, but you know the ultimate prize is the Super Bowl, and Chiefs done it. They finally got one. They got one for the first time since the 1960s. I believe when they won the last Super Bowl, I believe LBJ was president, I believe. But they won one now with Trump in the White House. So at that rate, who knows the one? I'm just kidding. The odds are pretty good, I would say. And it's probably a good sports question. The over-under of how many years it'll take before the Cowboys win before the Chiefs will. Or maybe it's better over-under of how many more Super Bowls the Chiefs will win before the Cowboys win one. That might be the better bet. And I would say probably that's 1.5, I would think. The NFL is so crazy that you can go outhouse to penthouse pretty quick. And, you know, I remember seeing Dan Marino as a rookie go to the Super Bowl and never scratched it again. So I guess that's possible. But, yeah, good stuff. Interesting stuff, though, Mike. Hope you had a great trip down to Mississippi. Looked like y'all did. Yes, you could ask Datmer, Council Aging. Here's the deal. He wasn't doing bad financially before. Now, what you got to remember, his deal with the Cowboys was the rookie contract, but he was making a boatload of money with the Sleep Number folks, with the Campbell Soup folks. I mean, he was making some money endorsement-wise his endorsement money alone as the Cowboy quarterback, and I'm sure Patrick Mahomes is making endorsement money too, nationally as well. He's done really well, and I'm glad he has. But the numbers alone, just endorsement-wise, were enough to tie the man over for life. So and now he's got extra lifetime suspended. So all good. But yeah, Mike, you're right on. Mom says you're right on, bud. By the way, Mike, got your box. I will bring that out on Wednesday and debut that on Wednesday. I'll bring out, actually, I'm going to save it for Wednesday's show on the Steakhouse. And then we will also play it on the happy hour as well. But I got my jerseys on Saturday, I believe it was. Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Great box, Mike. Great packaging. Boy, it looks good. And I appreciate it, bud. All right, want to join us? I'm going to try something here. I don't know if this actually means he is there or not, but I'm going to see. Kevin, are you there? It says Kevin's there, but I don't see him there. I don't think he is there. It's showing that he's there, but I don't think he's there. I think that may be left over from last week. I'm going to bring that back down again. I don't think he's there. Usually when you're there, when you're there and you go to that link right there on the screen, I know you're there. It gives me a notification. Oftentimes I can hear you until I mute your microphone, until I bring you on. So you can hear me. I know you're there, but I didn't see anything on his screen and I never got notified. So I believe that was just kind of a left over from last week. They've actually upgraded this new Beeline system to another added some bells and whistles, one of which is simulcasting. They'll be able to do this on YouTube and on Facebook Live as well. Eventually, we'll be doing this show and others. The shorter content will be on Twitter, and the longer will be on Facebook. So that'll be for down the road. I'm working on a couple of items. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let me dig in to see who's out there that I did not recognize yet. Oops, sorry about that. And let's pull that up. Hope you had a great Father's Day wherever you were. I saw, like I mentioned, Mike went to Mississippi, saw the good times of the Mississippi Braves there in the Jackson area. Let's see here. Donna's out there as well. KC. Had a good show on Friday. I had 3 countries, 4 if you count. That's Texas represented on Friday. Got the pretzel crisp today. Oops. There we go. Let me have a snack here. All right. So the big news, I mentioned the Cowboy contract. I guess that's big news. Other big news is that it's summer now, officially summer. Yeah, I mean, it's actually officially summer. And usually by now, let's see, it's the 22nd, a month into the baseball season with July, August, basically 2.5, 3 months, almost 2.5, 3 months left. And not the case. We have a lot of time to kill, and we're trying to find a way to do it. A couple things we're going to be doing here. I just told my wife doing a couple of demos. One will be a football demo, which I don't know how I'm going to do that because I got to find a football game of where I can research and find the names of. I just can't watch an old. I mean, maybe I can do an old NFL Films game. I need something that I can have access to stats and stories. And the basketball won't be nearly as hard. I can probably pull a Texas Tech game off from video or whatever and do that. Probably the easiest thing to do. Or just make up a bunch of names and have some fun with it. So that's a challenge. I want to do that before the end of July. I want to get football demo and a basketball demo on the reel. We might as well. Also, did post a cooking video, and I noticed that we haven't actually had a soft launch there, and I'm so soft that one person's seen it, but look for that on Twitter and on Facebook. I'll be putting the links out because I've been promoting that, but no one's been going, but I probably need to go out there and give them wider boost, but I've been doing the social channel upgrade on YouTube, and that's something I've been doing. Let's see here. What do we got? Up there goes the I love the pretzel crisps. They are good. Glad Mom's along. She keeps the show going. Let's see here. Tree fell across the street, the entrance, and took. Yeah, wow. And that's not good. We did our walk this morning. We did a little different way, not a different way, a way we haven't been in a while. We noticed that one of the houses that had been affected by basically it was a street the tornadoes went right down, and you can still see some places where the trees have been gone, and those yards look strange to see where these trees once were, and suddenly these houses look very odd where these trees once were. All right, good to see Jeff Miller out there. Miller time times 2. Father's Day for us was pretty exciting, I guess. We did we were going to have food here, but we had a weird weather weekend. They told us 20% chance of rain on Sunday. A little overcast in the morning, and then sure enough, around lunchtime, boom! Here came the boomers and steady rain. It rained most of the mid morning. It actually rained from about mid morning until about noon, I guess. Really. Or maybe a little earlier, 9 o'clock till noon, probably. We were going to eat in the patio here. The in-laws come over, but instead we had to do an audible and go there. So we packed up the gang and went over there. Had a great afternoon over at my in-laws and just having a nice chat. Good to see Brian out there as well. Good day, mate. Good to see you, Brian. Over in the Carolinas. Always good to see my mate, Brian. Hope you're doing well, buddy, too. But yeah, I had a good one yesterday. Just sat around and visited. That's what we did. What you do, right? What we do in Texas, we sit down and visit. Sat down and visited, and it was good. All good. Got time with Caroline, who's here, and then she went to her dad's last night, and then Joy Mall called me, the oldest out in Lubbock, and she called last night, talked to her, and we're keeping our fingers crossed because the COVID test comes back tonight, we think. The drum roll, it's like, so that's where we are right there. Okay. How did you guys spend your Father's Day? Miller time, what'd you do? What'd you do for Father's Day, mate? What did you do? Tell me what you did, folks, on Father's Day. I know what Mike did. We've already talked about that. But the little road trip. I saw the kids were tired, too, Mike. Batting practice in the ball yard will do that to you. But, yeah, it's just one of those weird I'm not really bored. I want to say bored is not the thing. I always have a hard time with projects in general. I bounce from project to project, but now I'm like, I'm like taking an appetizer platter of each little project. A little bit of Australia work, with a little bit to do there. Not much KC work. A little work on this, a little work on that. Work on me. All. It's just really, I'm not really able to get in a good groove right now, except for the workout plan. That's kind of the way it is now. Tomorrow, probably ramp up a bit more, but Monday's kind of been, because there's no ball games to broadcast, I'm kind of in that whole, not really doing too much. Let's see. Brian says, had a good Father's Day too. Oh, you had your wife's birthday today. How about that, Brian? Good time today. Well, you're a smart man. You've learned what we've all learned as married men, that that's a pretty big day, right? The anniversary, obviously, and then and the wife's birthday are pretty big days. I would say Valentine's Day, but they're probably the big three. Next to a Christmas gift, you're probably doing pretty good. So, yes, happy birthday to your lovely wife, and happy birthday to her, and happy Father's Day to you, Brian. Mike said Mississippi heat completely different than Kansas heat. Yes, that's a humid heat, humidity. I remember being down in Jacksonville back in the day, and you would go to the ballpark and be 95 degrees, 94, July, but it was stifling because it was muggy, and we'd get rain around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that humidity would roll in, and it would just be unbearable at game time. But usually the time the game was over at 10 o'clock or so, you get a nice ocean breeze off the Atlantic Ocean. It's a lot different in the South, and at least in Jacksonville, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. That heat can be really. It's like living in South Texas. That's Houston, New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans can be one of those places in the summer, in July and August. You're at an outdoor patio on the French Quarter, and you're still just sweating. I mean, it just keeps coming because it's just muggy and humid. And that just part of that it zaps you. I remember being in Indiana. I remember pulling the tarp my first year in Indiana, and that heat would come off the tarp, off the lake. And you're on the tarp, that humidity off the lake, and that moisture it was real thick air. It would just zap you. I mean, it would zap you. Let's see here. Mike, Jeff says Des Moines on Saturday. T-Bone Trini and Kyle Disney hosted, drank some. Yeah, I saw you guys play golf. I saw that Nate was at the golf course yesterday in Des Moines. So my figuring was, Jeff, that you guys, or at least at that time, when I saw Nate was at Des Moines, I figured he was with Kyle, our old mate Kyle Disney, moved to Des Moines a couple of years ago, and he's been up there. And I figured when he was up there, he was playing golf with Kyle. That all makes sense. You guys had a little T-Bones reunion, and all good. Hope you guys had a good time. Didn't take Chris Brown with you. See Brownie joined us. Did Brownie go up and play golf with you? You know what? I don't remember. All the years I've known Brownie, I don't recall him ever hit the golf course. And I could be wrong. I don't recall Chris Brown hitting the golf course, the links. I don't recall that. But maybe I'm wrong. I know, Miller, I know, Jeff, you like to play golf, and I know you do. So good to see that. Yeah, good time, and I'm sure it's a little humid up there. But, yeah, that heat in good to see Kyle as well. That heat to the south, though, Mike, brutal. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, okay, it was Saturday. I saw that you guys played. I saw that Nate was playing golf, and he had a cold titty of Coors Light in his hand, so and driving a golf cart. So all good. All righty, let's see here. What else we got there? There's your reminder. If you're bored and you really want to join us, we're right there. There's your link. I'm going to bring my wife in just a moment. She'll join us. Let me type in this, though, first here. A couple cam will be on the next event here on the show in just a moment. She's excited. Finally done with school for the year, at least for the interim. So that's all good. And she's over there fiercely typing away. She's already even more active on social media than she was before.
I was inviting people to join me.
Oh, no one's going to join us, babe. What are you talking about? You're going to join me, though. Once you slide your chair over. Excuse me, Max. Max is at our feet. Take my earphones off in case somebody joins. If they do, I can always. There we go. I'm going to pull this over a little bit more toward my side here. Sorry, guys, if that's too loud for you. So, congratulations, wife, that you did what you did. You're now officially halfway through to your degree in. You're
a doc, not a doctor. Just a doc.
Brownie says he enjoys the links. See,
He swings. Well, there's another story. Sorry, CB.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, I all the years Brownie in Florida, I don't think we ever played. I know we didn't play. I mean, I don't think I played.
You played in Gary.
No, but I'm saying when we were in Jacksonville, I played with Todd Budnick a couple of times when we were down there, but I don't recall. I love golf, but it's hard to play in the season. Maybe that's what it is, Brownie, because I spend so much time around you during the baseball season that when you're not at the ballpark, you're decompressing or you're spending time with the family. And I imagine it's probably a lot more.
You would have ever had time to play golf.
Yeah, not the way it used to be. I have plenty of time to play golf now, which is all good. Good to see Matt Fain out there. We'll see you this weekend, buddy.
Hey, Matt, I sent you a link to jump on. You should totally jump on.
Yeah. Hey,
we
kids.
can talk to you.
Sorry, man. Let's see. Yeah, Brownie, I figured you did, but It's kind of like me though. I play, but don't pursue it in an active manner, and I don't like count off the courses I played and that kind of deal. I do like to play. Fortunately for me, I've got a great wife, and I like to spend time with her on Sundays and the weekends.
That was sweet.
Yeah, just playing it up. Good to see you, Mr. Fain there. All right, so you finished your paper, and you got an email from the professor. What did he say? Thumbs up, A+?
Oh, yeah. No, he just said he's teaching a June term class, and he won't be able to get to grading it until July. It doesn't matter. I mean, in terms of grades, like, it really doesn't matter. I mean, like, as long as I'm doing my best and moving forward, I say that. I mean, I don't want to ruin my 4-point, but we'll see.
I know, Ryan, I should know this, but I don't know why it's named golf. I don't know why.
I bet this is good.
Yeah, I bet it is good. I'll wait for the response. By the way, Ryan, I was very fortunate today because, Ryan, you had a replay of your show from Thursday. It was one of the shows I missed last Thursday because I had a Zoom thing I had to be on that was a student deal, and I love the Don Williams interview. That was great. That was good stuff. Don Williams is a writer in Lubbock and the Avalanche Journal, and he did a really good article about, and I'll just kind of paraphrase, the transparency or lack thereof, or the need of it, or what the problem is of, this whole schools are posting all this COVID stuff, and tech kind of not posting a lot, even though they know that it's going on. It was good stuff.
Well, it makes me wonder if we're in the second wave they talk about, if it's just coming earlier, because it seems like we've gotten this huge, like, I know that it's part of it's because we opened and all of that, but it makes me wonder if we are in this second wave now, because it seems to really be picking up.
Maybe. You know why it's called golf, right? I'm going to give you the answer. Here we go. And it's because it was already taken. That's awesome. You know what?
Do you know how many golf clubs my father has ruined? Like, literally, like, hit on the side of a tree and bent them. I mean, like, because he won't cuss.
That's awesome.
I would imagine that cussing would be much
awesome.
cheaper, but because he's a good Christian man, he won't. But I still say dropping the F-bomb every now and then.
Well, it's funny.
Saves you some money.
It's funny you mentioned that. Before we get back to the whole, go ahead when you were talking about your thought about the cases thing. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, we were talking about how
I'm kind of tired of talking about it. Let's go and get over with. So.
Everybody assumes that we're going to have this second wave, right? I mean, everybody assumed that it was going to happen in the fall or in the winter, but it makes me wonder if it just started pressing a little bit earlier, if the second wave, or if the waves are going to be fast. I mean, like, you've been in an ocean where the waves come in quickly, and you've been in an ocean where they come in, they're far apart.
Like Ray Hubbard as opposed to Cottesloe.
There you go. So, like, it makes me wonder if we're just in a second wave of it, and we're having to be, particularly careful. It also makes me wonder if we're in a second wave and we're wearing masks, if we would have worn masks from the beginning, if we would have been able to, I don't know.
I'm going to ask the one question I asked you earlier, and then I want to get out, because I am so over this whole nonsense. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not only ruining, the fact that it's ruining my life, my career. It's ruining my career, my life, our family, our finances, our country, our politics, affecting our churches, it's affecting everything.
Ridiculous.
Pretty pissed off about it. And I don't want to get all the whole tangent who I'm pissed off at or the group I'm pissed off at.
The only person it's benefiting is the dog.
Yeah, he actually. But I do want to get to one little piece, but be kind of. I want to ask this question though to you, and why are we so hard to get this thing figured out? I mean, I look up and I'm like,
oh yeah, because
New Zealand's got no issue, and they're like, well,
theirs is spiking now.
I mean, but they have spiking. They had 4 people get it.
I know.
I mean, Australia's been under control. They located right under China's throat.
China is having another one, and maybe it's just because we're more populous.
I mean, Rome's opening up their tourist attractions again.
Everybody's opening back up. I think it's because we have real dense population centers. I mean, a lot like China.
I have a hard time believing we can't get it right. Those people can. I just don't get it. So.
I know they're probably better at following rules than we are.
Ryan says, the oceans scare me. Don't like wave. Yeah, there are not a lot of waves. At Lake Ransom Canyon, the waves aren't very high. You're probably safe there, mate. You're probably really safe.
You don't like waves? I love waves. Have you never been to like a wave pool? We had like Wet and Wild or Hawaiian Falls or something like that.
Renting an Elkhart now. Breaking news, folks. Love you, Mom. I do want to say that the whole thing that Ryan said about the whole, because this was taken, we were watching, and I'd forgot the genius of the movie Home Alone. We last night got roped in.
How did we do? We ended
Well, we came in from Father's Day festivities, and we kind of sat here and we were changing around the channel, watched a little 60 Minutes to see what they were up
Ford versus
to.
Ferrari again.
And then a little Ford versus Ferrari. But then we caught the Home Alone basically from the get go, and
I totally forgot.
I'd forgotten a lot of it, which
funny.
led me to do a little research on it. And I didn't realize this when you said the reason they don't call golf the F word is because, and this is interesting, there's only one foul word in the entire movie. I mean,
really,
by our standards, I mean, I'd say with that movie came out in 1990, so there's only one word that would have been kids' ears, the earmuffs.
What was it?
Daniel Stern said SHIT when his foot goes to the door, and it was improv. That actually happened. When he put his foot through and his shoe fell off, and he actually kicked the door in the chute, and he said the SHIT, and that actually was.
You're an adult.
Well, no, but he said it, and that was kind of improvised. They kept that in the movie, but all the cuss words that Joe Pesci would normally say. So my name is, think of
think of that man's movies.
I mean, just think, Goodfellas. Think of Casino.
Yeah.
And apparently Joe Pesci,
my cousin Minnie,
he had a real hard time with and both of them had a real hard time not cussing in the shot and the scenes. And Macaulay Culkin was the time. No, was he 8? No, less than. And
he was a kid.
He couldn't film past, I believe, 10 o'clock. I believe it was at the time, and he couldn't cuss. You weren't supposed to. There's certain rules that the SAG rules that you can't can't expose kids to cuss words, things of that nature. There's certain things.
Wow, that has changed.
That's all changed since at the time. That wasn't a problem. Now you see kids dropping F-bombs all the time.
Just watch that Florida Project. Those kids had potty mouths.
But back in the 80s, late 80s, late 90s, that was something the Screen Actors Guild did not put up with, and so kids on adult sets were shielded from that. Well, apparently Stern and Pesci had a hard time not cussing, and so but the whole bit was the joke was they told him to sound like a Bugs Bunny Yosemite Sam cartoon. They told him because. If you hear Pesci in that movie, and I kind of chuckled a couple of times. When I read this later on, I went back and kind of chuckled because he's like summer stab, and kind of like the old you oughta, that whole nonsense, like a cartoon character. But that's what they told him to be like, because that actually was a Christmas movie for families.
I was just impressed that this little kid cleaned up after he made all that mess, and I want to know how he got the tar off the stairs.
Yeah, but anyway, that was that show itself was
so great.
Pretty cool. Let's see here, Mike.
So great.
Let me get this one to you, Mike. I'm going to read this to the side. I'll tell you the thing I know about golf. There are foursomes getting ready to tee off when a man from the next group ready to tee off walked up. Then it started and said that all lawyers were a-holes. Okay. Then he walked back over to his group where the men for the first foursome walked over to that man and asked him why he would say something like that. He said that the offended. So why would he say that? That offended him. The man then asked him, "Why does that offend you? Are you a lawyer?" The man replied, "No, I'm an a-hole." How about that? That's good. That's good. That's
very
good.
funny.
That's good. Very good. Very good. Yes, very good. Underrated, but I'd forgotten just how cool, and I'd even forgotten this about Home Alone. John Candy makes a late Polish polka player. Man. That was all. He had no lines. He basically was told, "Here's the character we want you to play," and it took him 24 hours to film. He was only on set for 24 hours, and he was on the set for 24 hours, and he was all ad lib lines. There were nothing in the script. Yeah, nothing in this. That was all unscripted between him.
Rest in peace.
Him and.
Who was in the band with him?
No, he was O'Hara. What's her name?
Oh, Catherine.
And that was all pretty much. She would say something, and he was given the character background, but all the lines and it was all ad lib. He all made it up. The part about him leaving his kid at the funeral home was made up. That was all part of the ad lib. And there was
You ever heard the word golf? Kidding.
Yes. Yeah, well, you probably did, Mom. That's why
Your
times
your
changed
kids
the
were
80s, Mom.
saints.
Mom, times changed the 80s.
Your son used to drop all sorts of colorful words in class.
Yes. Oh yeah.
He knew them. You might not have.
Not gonna lie about that.
Did.
But yeah, so interesting little tidbits about Home Alone. You mentioned the whole cuss word thing about golf, and I got a kick out of it because the more I thought about it,
It's really funny.
you'd have told me, was there cussing at Home Alone? I would have said, yeah. I just
You'd assume.
assumed it. But going back, the only one time you hear one word, it's
Well, I might have been able to watch that when I was a kid.
but I thought it was cool how they told them as actors, hey, you guys act like you're Warner Brothers characters. You know, I thought it was pretty funny at the time. But yeah, that was interesting. Of course, John Hughes classic. And I just forgotten how good that movie was, and
It was really clever.
you know, all cleverness of it, the fun. It stood as the largest holiday comedy blockbuster until 2000.
Until Fletch?
No, 2011.
Not Fletch. Elf.
No, it was the largest holiday blockbuster until the Hangover Part 2 came out in 2011.
But it's not a holiday show.
It was released during the holidays.
No, I meant like holiday themed show. That was a very Christmas show.
That was at that time, at that stretch when movies were released. That's the second grossing all time.
Huh.
Was until 2011. I don't know what's happened since then, but at one time it was the highest
I would
grossing
think that
holiday
Christmas movies that are
movie.
Home Alone's got to be one of the top 5 Christmas movies, out with A Christmas Story and Elf.
I heard every word at TCA by 7th. Yes. See?
Matt,
Now,
you still don't say
you
cuss
can hear every
words.
word in leaving our church parking lot with my wife.
Oh, shut up. You were cussing before church started on Sunday.
Oh, well.
You dropped an F-bomb opening the computer to watch church.
I love the Jesus.
That's what I got. And he yells at me the one time.
Oh, well.
One time. Every week.
Yeah, so what are you going to do now that school's out, sweetheart, besides wear me out?
Well, I'm going to wear you out. I don't know. Give you more chores to do. Actually, we need to clean out your closet.
Nobody cares about that.
I want to spend some time at the pool. I need to work on. I got to polish up the Belize tan I had going on. It's good. It's over. I don't know. Just enjoy not having anything hanging over my head. As a teacher, you probably do. You know what this is like when you have like pressing things on you. Like I've got to get game notes finished, or you always have homework. Like there's always something that you need to be working on. So like when I have that sort of compounded during school, because I have like grading and comments and all that stuff for school, and then I have SMU reading and writing to do. To not have grading and or that, I'm doing some reading anyway, but I mean, it's so nice not to have anything hanging over my head for just, even if it's just a few weeks, it's just nice to have a little bit of a break.
Let's see here. Oh, there. Did you get the haircut this weekend? What do you think?
I think you're cute.
Haircut, and yes, it's very. I had a really interesting conversation. This is interesting. Young lady cuts my hair. Danny, a sweetheart, does a great job. I didn't know this, but this is something I learned this weekend.
What one?
I just didn't know this was the case. But did you, when you go to the barber, whether it be just the normal barber at the corner, the barber pole, or the fancy stylist, either way, I didn't realize that the shears and all that stuff, they ain't cheap. I mean, the real hair, now the scissors we'd use it as a kid, or the bowl and that, they cut my sister's hair with the bowl.
Shears.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real barber shears, the barber razors, barber shears, all that. And a lot of these barbers have their own little set, and you don't really notice it oftentimes. You don't really pay attention to that stuff, right? I don't. But this weekend, she had her because they have to take all their stuff home and get it sanitized every night. She had her kit kind of sitting right there by the chair, and she had a little. It's like a pouch that had like 7 little slots in it, and it was where all of her scissors and her little bells and whistles were. And I remember saying, I just kind of said, "Oh well, it's kind of cool. I've never seen all that. You have a lot of different stuff." She says, "Yeah, I do. I finally got the final one I needed."
And then, boy, I had to go dig it out of the rubble. I'm like, going, what? Well, the story goes, she found her last piece of scissors cost like $800, right? Shears, whatever. She insured them, but she bought them. And back in October, we had a tornado here in Dallas, right a block and a half away from us, and the location was up the street, not there anymore, but it destroyed it. Well, like anybody else, at that time there was no COVID, so you'd leave your barber's stuff at work. You know, you're going to work. It was a Sunday night. She worked Sunday afternoon. She goes back on Monday. Leave your stuff there. Don't have to pack up your gear and go home, right? You just, like you would at the office. If you're selling widgets, you leave your widget machine at the office and go home.
I leave my computer at school all the time.
You leave your stuff at home at work. Well, they went back to work and there was no work. It was rubble. She had to climb into the rubble, and she and two of her mates there dug through the rubble, and lo and behold, of this destroyed building from a tornado, they were actually able to find their shears. And granted, what helped was the fact that it was all in one little little pouch or whatever. So the only problem is that she had one of them that was rusted that night. I guess those things are so fine that they rusted real easy, and one of them was rusted. She had to replace, but she got all of her bells and whistles out of the rubble of the tornado. I didn't know that. I'd seen her in February. It's the first time I'd seen her since then. She didn't tell me that in February, but to hear that, I'm thinking, well, what a hell of a year it's been for those folks. I mean, they had a tornado destroyed their place. They had to move to a place in Uptown.
And then get closed down.
For.
Did she have kids?
No.
What? I mean, kind of fortunate. I just think about all the moms and dads out there that were trying to, educate their kids and keep food on the table when they didn't have incomes.
So I thought, A, the fact that those shears can cost a lot of money, and B, it was so much money that she figured she better go dig through the tornado. So she's there the next day with their mates. They're all digging through the rubble of this destroyed. It's a strip mall. It's basically gutted with the roof crashed in and all.
I'm surprised they were let back in.
I think they waited before they closed it down. They were there. Well, you got down on campus that next day.
True. Yeah, but I wasn't going into any condemned.
You were down there. Yeah. You were down there, and you were able to get through. My chateau's open for guests, and Sam has a pool. I'm not sure what that's for, but I believe you're getting a visitor, Mom, from the Margate group. I believe Chris, Annie, and Maxwell are coming to see you in a couple weeks. I believe, according to my sources. And our other source tells us that the oldest is what's his story?
Bennett's story about next fall?
Well, next year.
About going to Tech?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like he might be heading to Lubbock.
That's what it sounds like. Is that what the story or what?
Yeah, it's what I seem to come to the conclusion of. Of course, that may change.
Yeah,
I mean, he changes his mind every 5 minutes.
Like socks, yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, it was good to see. We had so much fun sort of laughing with him. We had a great time on Friday. I drank too much. Yes,
we had a good time, and we hadn't seen it. It was good. We haven't seen a lot of. We're going to see the Fanes this weekend. We haven't seen them since January. People we usually see once every month or so. We hadn't seen Kaylin since February, and we saw her Saturday. We hadn't seen. We saw Deanna last Tuesday. Your friend Deanna. We hadn't seen her in months, and so we had. We were the only people we'd seen, and we're starting to open up our lives a little bit, but I think it's just one of those deals where patios
and masks. Patios and masks.
Yeah.
Or private rooms.
Yes.
We kind of had a private little area in that fish and chips place. McGuire's, we were like the only people in the place.
Yeah. Yep. Early July, and Mom says
that'll be fun.
Yes, it seems to be the case. Seems to be the case, but
Maxwell's even looking at it.
Yeah, and Maxwell's going to apply to Texas Tech. I think what they're learning though, and this is what people, and I'm going to use Tech as an example. I'll use state schools of Texas as an example. There's a lot of kids from Texas because there's a lot of kids here going to school in the South and the Northeast, or the Southeast. Alabama, Ole Miss, Auburn,
Clemson.
Arkansas, Clemson, places like that. Those states
LSU.
Are nowhere near as large as population as Texas, and they're desperate for good students, and they're trying to lure them to those schools. At the same time, Texas has got a lot of spots for students at the same time, and a lot more financial resources these state schools do to offer more
highly qualified.
highly qualified students. Those states just can't do.
The kids are figuring out.
Yeah.
Well, you know, this is a money game.
Yeah,
I mean,
you-
like, why would I pay all
I'm
this
going to
money?
pay. I'm going to pay $20 to go to University of Virginia when I can pay. I'm going to pay nothing and get a degree from wherever, Stephen F. Austin or UTEP or whatever, Texas Tech, whatever, and even. I mean, whatever. I think you're seeing that. So the dilemma is, do I want to go out of state and go to this whole, because Clemson's got a good football team, or you want to go to Auburn or whatever. It's a great school, and they want those Texas kids to go there. But also the dilemma is, you know, where do you stop the balance of going? And I think Joy Mall learned that, and you know, when she realized that, hey,
you can't go to Penn State.
well, I mean, but she wasn't going to get Penn State money, so it didn't make a difference. I mean, she was not going to get money at Penn State. So you could whinge all you want, but I mean, Penn State was not going to give a good student from Texas money.
To their honors
Because
college,
Penn
but no
State's
money.
it's a large state school in a large state. They got enough students, so they don't need Texas kids to make their school better.
Except for this one.
Well, I mean, it's not in their it's not their business model. Where those
They
others,
wanted me because I was paying.
well, yeah, of course you are. If you're paying, they won't. But for student aid, they want to get the in-state aid is before they get the the out-of-state folks. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, it is a good med school. Very good med school. Yes.
In law school.
Mom
Great med school,
says.
law school.
Mom says, haven't seen us since December. Yes, well, we would have seen you in Italy, but that didn't work out for us. So,
Damn COVID.
damn COVID. So, anyway, not a lot today. Just whatever we're doing here on a 91-degree day. It's actually kind of cooled off a little bit since I put that up. But we're going to grill burgers tonight. Nothing really going on. Nothing too exciting to report. Just kind of rolling right along on a Monday. And I don't know how I'm going to get through it all, but somehow, some way, I got things to do. I have things I can do, but they're long ass projects, and I just don't know how I'm going to get them all done. And
What long ass project you need to do?
demos are going to be a real pain. That's hard.
Well, let's just get it started and knock it
It's
out.
it doesn't work that way. You don't understand is to do a demo, a proper demo. You need to be prepared and you need to study, and it's going to
We'll be prepared and study.
again. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as it's made out to be. But hey, we're going to do the best we can do. We're going to fire away, do good. Wednesdays, how do you season and break your burgers? That's actually a good cooking video. I probably could do that.
How do you do it, Sam? I'd love to know what you do too.
Yeah.
Because you're a good cook.
Wife's in charge of the show. Go ahead.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, I see Sam's question, and he's asking you what you do. Tell him, but I would love to know what he does too, because he's a good cook.
Well, ask him.
I just did, Sam. What do you do?
Ask him again.
Shut up. You want me to start cussing?
You will anyway. So.
I won't.
I think the two things we've learned late. Well, start with turkey burgers first. Turkey burgers, which are god awful.
No, they're the best.
They're god awful in general.
They're the best.
Because it's dry.
They're the best.
And you have to cook it through. You can't cook turkey medium rare or whatever. You got to cook it through and through. He goes, dog. But you got to make that turkey moist. One of the tricks I've learned, Sam, that I think works is putting a little either, I can't believe it's butter or whatever, in the patty. When you make the patties, insert it in there and gives a little moisture in the middle of the meat.
Egg.
Yes, but that doesn't keep it moist. It just
Max.
gives it more substance. You do that's a trick. But as far as the burger, I'm big on the seasoning. I think that's the difference. I mean, if the meat's a good cut, you're looking at some
Here, buddy.
pepper and I do a Worcestershire, a little soy sauce, usually a touch of garlic powder, touch of Tabasco. Sometimes I like to use the Stubbs rub seasoning in there as well, and then usually that Tony Kucheri's Cajun Creole seasoning, and then put the Worcestershire in there, a touch of either Italian dressing or a touch of olive oil, because your burgers you want your burgers to stick. You don't want them to stick where they. You might lose them, so you got to A, oil your grill a little bit, and B, having a little of that oil, maybe even if you just rub a little bit of the top on one side before you flip it. That may be what I do as well, but it makes kind of a blackish sauce, and I just put on there. Tonight we're going to do burgers. We're a little spicier because Caroline's not here, so I'll use a little more Tabasco tonight
Which
than
makes
usual.
them yummy.
But that's kind of much what I do. charcoal grill with wood chunks, salt. Yeah, I think So we have a gas grill. We have charcoal. I think it'd be great. I love that
I
charcoal
love the
taste.
flavor. Yeah.
I do. You could use, if you wanted to, a little liquid smoke. If you wanted to, you could do that. I don't have any. You could, if you wanted to, but by and large, keep them nice and salty, for the lack of a better word. But that's kind of the key. I've done it. I've even put even sometimes when she's not here, I'll put a little jalapeno juice in there as well. Or if you want to, you could slice up the jalapeno and put them in the patty as well.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Do as well. There's a little thing you can do like that, odds and ends. But
It'd be really good.
But,
Jalapeno burger.
the one trick the one thing I've learned that's been key is the thing, Sam, cooking wise, chicken, which Chris has told me this, my brother, but the brining. And then on the turkey side, when you make turkey patties, if you can get anything like egg and maybe some breadcrumbs in that turkey patty, along with some butter in the middle. Once you make the patty, put the butter in the patty, and gives it a juicier, fuller feel to it. And then as far as the beef side of it, you want to definitely put as much salt, pepper, garlicky seasoning on it as possible. Like it's gonna bring out that beef taste. So that's my recommendation there. But Bobby, you got it well covered though, my brother.
Yeah, you know what? You need to ask him about what we should do with that slate of ribs.
I know I'm doing the slate of ribs. I just want to have a smoker, so we got to do them.
So, Sam, what would you do with the slate of ribs if you didn't have a smoker? Stick them on the grill? How long?
Grill, then you put them in the oven. You'll see Nick out there, my aunt as well. She's out there as well. Yeah, you put them in the grill, then you put them in the oven and finish them off. I'm going to do this video coming up in the baked rib. I'm not a big fan of anything baked barbecue, but the baked rib I've done, it's a country style rib, boneless rib, and I've done them for you several times, and they take about 3 hours in the oven, but they're slow cooked at about 200.
We need to do that on a day that's not hot because it'll make the kitchen hot.
But they're solid. I mean, they're not with a few barbecue things I'd eat that weren't smoked, because you really want your smoked meats to be slow cooked, and that's the one time the oven sort of doubles as that. But grill them over the grill, then wrap and foil and keep grill them.
Grill, then oven, or grill the wrap and foil and keep it on the grill.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, I was going to grill them, foil in the oven, but I made it.
But that's a good idea. To grill them and then put them in foil and leave them on the grill.
Yeah, let you get on that.
No, you're going to get on it. I like Sam's idea.
I love my wife, but she's just talking right now.
I'm following Sam's advice.
Oh my goodness. All right. Again, burgers tonight for us. And that concludes Couple Game. What are you going to do Wednesday for us to excite the show? Your job is to make the show better.
You're opening up the Gold Glove box.
Oh, yeah. That's right. For the Gold Glove box. Yeah, Mike, we're actually going to open the Gold Glove box.
Maybe I'll make a box and you can open it and talk about what's inside, and you won't know what you're going to get. That could be kind of fun.
Something you do at that classroom of yours.
What?
You do
that class?
You got an envelope and then try to pay for it.
No, I'm going to give you a box. You're going to have to open it up and say what it's from and what it is. That's a great idea. I'm going to make you a box.
Connie says, sounds good. We do that. Yeah, see, I think that's what you do. I will give that a shot. Well, the thing was, she got ribs, and they're good. There's our pork ribs and a whole rack of ribs. But I was looking for, because I was going to do my cooking video with the baked ribs. And it's, again, not a lot of folks, obviously, Sam, you got a smoker, and a lot of folks down here do, but there are places in this country that folks don't have smokers, and how to make a good rib without the grill. Because the few times I've tried to make beef ribs on the grill, awful, total fail.
Just go to Pecan Lodge.
But yeah, Pecan Lodge. But as far as pork ribs, and Nick, I saw Nick a moment ago. He would know something about beef ribs because his family only has the greatest barbecue in Kansas City.
Killed my dog.
Yeah, that's his fault.
Yes,
wasn't the barbecue restaurant's fault.
The barbecue restaurant was great. He liked it so much,
yeah,
he nearly killed him.
He loved the bone so much that he nearly killed him. But it wasn't the barbecue's fault.
No, it was not.
So Wednesday, we'll be back at 5 o'clock Central Time, and we will open up the old patio and do what we do here, which is, let's see what Mom's got here. My personal chef, excellent grill master, love his hot dogs. We might need to get that recipe too, because although we can't have normal hot dogs, we got to have the air dogs. So we got to have turkey dogs and chili.
Oh, you have brats?
Well, brats are good. Yeah, we do brats.
We do brats.
We do brats. But
What's that? Max, get the squirrel. Get it, buddy, get it. Where is it?
Start them in the oven and finish them on the grill. You know, that might be what a good idea to do, Sam.
He wanted to get it.
The dog is going nuts. I'll get him here. Goodness gracious.
Get it, buddy, get it.
Yeah, bud. He got his new cut for the winter. Well, you guys saw it on Friday, though. I
It's
think.
not winter.
Or summer. I'm sorry, his new summer cut. I showed you guys on Friday, but
It's the same cut he gets year round.
actually, Sam, that's a good idea. I could probably take that boneless rib I do and do that way. I'd probably bake them first 2 hours and then put them on the grill and finish them up. That'd probably be a really good idea. Now he's talking to birds now.
Ducks. They're ducks.
Oh, ducks. A little thing is ducks went over, like 4 ducks, and he's going nuts. Good gracious.
No, he's saying start him on the. Oh, he is saying start him in the
yeah,
oven.
I've got this. I don't come to Shakespeare class and tell you about Shakespeare.
You don't know what you're doing either.
Not as exciting as your home cooking, but we had ribs tonight. Yes, there you go. Oh, what is that place called? Oh man, the home of it's in Sikeston, Missouri. Is that right? I think that's right.
Home of the throwed rolls. What's
Yes.
a throwed roll?
They throw the rolls at you in Sikeston,
Oh,
Missouri.
fun.
I've been there. I used to stop there on the way to Chicagoland.
That sounds fun.
Sikeston's about from here. It's in just across the Missouri line from Arkansas, and it's maybe 20 minutes, maybe less than that, 15 minutes from the Mississippi River, crossing back into Illinois. But you can, it's one of the halfway spots. It or Springfield were sort of my halfway spots when you're in Chicago, and so many times I stopped at that place there. And yeah, Lambert's is the place. Sambo's right. Lambert's there in Sikeston, and my old man turned us onto that years ago. He used to go through there on some sales calls, but yeah, you'd stop off there, and it's this really cool restaurant, and they throw the rolls to you. They actually throw it at you. Yeah, it's cool. A big cool place. And I went there one day. Last time I was there,
Here comes the trash.
I went there on a Thursday morning, or I'm sorry, Tuesday morning. It was early in the week. But I was there when they opened, and they had like 12 people standing in line. They opened at 11. The place is rocking. Veggie beef. We talked about this yesterday. We have not tried it. We asked her mom and dad, had they tried the veggie beef either? And no. Have you? I've not tried the.
There's no reason to, because it's not like any lower in any kind of anything. If you were a vegan and you had to have a burger, you buy it. But if you are not, then what the heck would you? Why?
We discovered that her dad, who cannot eat soy, is that right?
Soy.
And those are mostly soy based. He'd have a heck of a time with those, but
Gets those painless migraines.
yeah,
and
that
has
would not be good. Let's see here. Yeah, Lambert's Cafe. My aunt says in Lamesa, a little Texas barbecue in Lamesa, delicious ribs on Thursday. Well, the Shack in Lubbock closed. They used to have
that was so good.
phenomenal pork ribs as
that
well.
barbecue Frito pie was the bomb.
But shout out to the Texan there in Lamesa. Next time I'm through town, we want to Arnold Palmer on you guys, all right? So we'll give it a shot. But so we had to find a new place to get barbecue out west.
I know, that makes me so sad.
Ryan told me about a place in Wolfforth though that's pretty good.
Ryan would know.
He would know. He has Lubbock pretty much cornered there, out there in that ropes. All right, the truck's coming, so we better move along. The recycling. We're gonna get going here. The wife, I love you, babe, and we will slide around and close this thing out. Oops, don't you love that part? For a Monday, again Wednesday, I did a couple things here. First off, glad you guys were along today. Everybody joining us, talking food. We're all hungry now. Lambert's barbecue, seasoning, all the above. If you are feeling hungry, this is a good place to go. I have updated the website, or not the website, the YouTube channel, The Broadcaster Can Cook. It's on YouTube right now. I added about 2 hours ago a recipe called Buffalo Jack Chicken. It's a hybrid, and basically all the 2 recipes on there right now are 2 of our main rotation pieces here at our house year round, and both can be made in the oven or the grill. Although these are both of these are done both these are done in the oven, but they can be done on the grill as well. And I will probably update them down the road with a little grill secret or two of them. They can be done on the grill or in the oven. But the good thing about this dish that's up there right now is that that it's pretty simple. And what I've done is, over the years, I've kind of, look at what I got ingredients wise, and I would go to my little app and say, okay, I've got buffalo sauce, but I don't have chicken. So what do I come up with? Well, maybe you have turkey, or maybe it's that's a bad example, but it actually came up. That's how I discovered. That's how I invented my salmon fish with buffalo sauce, because I had buffalo sauce and salmon. I thought, well, you know what? Let's make it work. So I did a buffalo, garlic buffalo salmon, which I did that last week. And but anyway, this dish, the chicken dish, is a hybrid of what was a sort of a take on buffalo chicken breast with bell peppers and stuff like that. Well, we didn't want the bell peppers. We just went with the buffalo sauce and used Monterey Jack cheese instead, and blue cheese. Although you can use blue cheese for it as well. But anyway, it's up there right now, and check that out. And it's on YouTube right now. The mom says you should have a guest appearance of your brother. Yeah, I could do that. I got to get the show down to a science first, though, Mom. It's been a bit of a haphazard deal. So check that out. Also, of course, social channels are up as well. You can check those out. Twitter, YouTube, and there is Instagram. Well, the recycle bin is here, and I hope to be for that. Well, they're actually right behind us now, so I guess we'll try to wait for them to go. But let's give you a shot of that. Recycle. Today. Recycle already wins. We've got the trash already the second time. Let's see Australia today. And Ryan, we're just talking about Ryan, I need a barbecue place in Lubbock when I come up that way again next month or so. We'll do that since the shack closed over there on the edge of town. But thanks a lot, gentlemen, the recycling folks. That time again, it's the time I hate the most. It's the close sign going up. Yep, it's the close sign, which means it's almost dinner time here at the Casa. Time to catch the evening here. Put the headphones in so I can get that and bring this up as well. It's a virtual happy hour again on Wednesday for you. We'll be on Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and hopefully we'll have another smashing, rocking show for you. And until that time, it's time to put the close up, which we'll do right now. Cue the close in 3, 2, 1. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your Monday. And we'll see you Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Wreck 'em Tech.